Hey guys, just wanted to share a thought this morning. Yesterday I shared a couple things about goal setting. I know it's 2020 and everybody's kind of thinking that way, or you should be at least. But I just yesterday talked about a couple things that I've learned, unfortunately the hard way, as how not to set a goal. I feel like year after year I love lists and I'm good at writing lists, but I'm not good at writing goals. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't understand that self-development was so important in the process. And so I just really wasn't very successful in moving forward and actually doing the things that I set out to do at the end of the year, that I set out to do at the beginning of the year. So anyways, that's what I talked about yesterday. And so I just wanted to tag onto that and just tell you one thing that I had is one of the first things that you might experience when you set a goal. And that is self-doubt. One of the very first things that I've noticed whenever you set a goal, something new, something big, something scary, is that you often have some uncertainty attached to that or some doubt. They say that if your goals aren't big enough or your dreams aren't big enough to scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. And I think that's true. So, one thing that happened to me was when I was in high school, when I was dating my husband, actually, before we were dating, we were talking and we were kind of dating, but he was my first boyfriend. And I wasn't just going to assume that he was my boyfriend. He needed to ask me, like a proper man, that to be his girlfriend. So he did. I made him ask me. He asked me to be his girlfriend. And I'll never forget, I knew that I wanted to be his girlfriend. I had already made that decision. I knew it was a good thing. He asked me to be his girlfriend and I said yes. And so on the way home after that, we're sitting in the car and I'm holding his hand and I'm like freaking out inside. Everything in me is just like squirming, like, oh my gosh, what did I do? This was a mistake. What am I thinking? How do I get out of this? And I even remember, I don't know if it was a few days later or maybe even a few weeks later, but I remember being in the bathroom. Again, I was in high school and I was talking to one of my best friends, Kristen, and I told her, I was like, this was my resolve in my mind, was that, okay, well, I'm just gonna date him until I have a reason to break up with him. That was literally my that was my conclusion. I was just, and there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with him. Nothing happened. It was just uncomfortable. It was different. It was something I had never done before. He was my first boyfriend. And everything in me just was squirming and I just wanted to run away. I wanted to run away from that thing that I wanted and that I did decide ahead of time that I was going to do. So, but here's the thing, if I had freaked out and ran away and said, no, this is weird, it's uncomfortable, you're my first boyfriend, but I don't want it. I mean, where would I be today? Now we're about to have our 15th anniversary in just a couple days. You know, we've got 5 beautiful children and my life would be so different if I hadn't worked through that doubt, that uncertainty, that discomfort, and that's the thing, is whenever you set out to do something new, something big, whenever you're dreaming something scary, whatever that is, you should expect to be uncomfortable. And I think part of the process is just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's where growth happens. So, and it's really just an opportunity whenever that uncertainty comes in. And it might not happen until setting goals is fun. It's awesome. It's exciting to put it all down on paper and to think and dream, but to actually do what it takes to get there it's hard. It's not easy. And there's going to be a lot of struggle and obstacle and uncertainty that can come, especially in the beginning when you go to take action on that thing. But it's just an opportunity to dig deep. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up that if you are in goal setting mode and you're really thinking ahead and you're really being intentional about being more, physically, mentally, emotionally, physically, what do you want your marriage to be like? What do you want your children, what kind of mom do you want to be? All those different things. If you're really pursuing those things, pursuing that more for you, whatever that looks like, when you go to set out to actually do that thing, know that it's going to be a little bit challenging and may feel a little bit uphill, but you might feel pretty quickly some doubt and some uncertainty and some like, oh my gosh, I just want to back away, or maybe that was too big, or it might feel scary to you, and that's normal and it's okay. So I say just embrace it and dig deep and know why you're doing what you're doing. If you're struggling with those emotions, like, it's an opportunity to develop that self and work through the doubt, but ultimately go back to the why. why do you want a better marriage? Why do you want to be this kind of mom? Or why do you want to pursue this business goal? Or what is your why? And go back to that and stay the course, because the only thing that'll hold you back from being all that you're supposed to be is you. So work on your mindset and just know that those emotions, those feelings might come, but they're not reliable. They're not reliable. Like you can work through those, and it doesn't mean that the things that you prayed about, the things that you have in your heart for your life, for your family, whatever that is, it doesn't mean that that's bad and that needs to be changed. It just means that you have some work to do, and you've got to process through that a little bit. So dig deep, and it's going to be an awesome decade. It's going to be awesome 2020, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Hey, Amy. Hey, Leah. Hope y'all are having a great day. I'm outside under the pavilion. I'm hiding because it's raining, and my family's like all over me. So I just came outside for some quiet for a second. All right. Talk to you guys later.